Today, Trump did two things of significance. He went to a church service this morning, which I saw, and he thanked the intelligence community at the headquarters of the CIA. And in the midst of him doing these very, very bad things, a number of women, who am I kidding about? What was it, 500,000? Got together for what is being called the Women's March on Washington. And they were all protesting Trump for various reasons. You had several notable individuals, such as my current Senator Kamala Harris, Scarlett Johansson, Madonna, Whoopi Goldberg. I'm just naming a few names here, trying to remember who all went. Um, you know, they say they are for the rights of women, and I don't doubt that their heart is in the right place. But ask yourself this: if you as an individual are on a local scale or a global scale or just a scale where you can reach somebody, why not start with the homeless women or the women on child support, or not child support, on welfare, women that can't take care of their kids, just single mothers, which ironically enough, I felt completely were ignored during this protest today. And one could say this is me deflecting and trying to stray away from what I guess is the bigger picture of addressing Trump's incoming supremacy. I say incoming because so far all he's done is give some speeches, dance, say thank you to a couple of people, be lied on, which was the case today, where someone claimed that he took the Martin Luther King bust and got rid of it and put Winston Churchill's bust in there, which we found out was not true. But minor, even if it was, if I were to have I don't know, a poster of Obama on my wall, and I decide to move out of my house one day, and this, let's say, white man gets it, and he takes it down, puts a poster of Reagan there, and he's conservative or whatever, does that mean that he's automatically racist? I've had images of Martin Luther King as my background in the past, as well as Malcolm X. And I think at one point I did have Obama back when I was in my whole, I'm a Democrat type phase about 3 years ago. And sometimes I would change it to JFK. Sometimes I would change it to RFK. Sometimes I would change it to Reagan. Does that make me racist to my own race? I mean, I'm willing to acknowledge just as many decent blacks as there are decent whites. And I might say there are more decent whites because there are more whites in this country, or whites in America, where, my roots are located as far as my actual upbringing. I'm not talking about my ancestors here, but the point I'm making is that there needs to be some level of quality control and actual elimination of selective outrage across all waves of just reaction to worldwide events, such as Trump getting in office. Uh, I think if we applied the same attention to the people that are around us that suffer daily, you either wouldn't have homelessness, or it would be to a very small extent. And I know that sounds crazy, that sounds just insane, but it's the honest truth. If you could get, there's well over 1 million people that live in California. If you got 1 million of them to give $1 to every homeless person in this country, and maybe house them somewhere, that alone should be enough to. I know this is seeming to get off topic, but the point I'm making is that's an example of how, if you get enough people within a certain place to do something, you can make a difference. And I don't feel as if these women that went to this march on Washington are aware of just how much more they can do on a local level at this point, because some of them will become political figures or just, you know, become famous at one point or another. I just don't know who they are yet. But I don't get it. I really don't understand how this is historical. I don't get how this shows this is sticking it to the racist president who's, you know, been so racist as to keep the bust of the black man in the Oval Office. I don't get it. Thank you for watching and have a good night.